Are you excited about the EA Sports College Football 25, Mason? Is this something that excites you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not much of a gamer nowadays at 32. I don't tend to have as much time as I used to play video games, but especially now that we have this show, right? I'm super
Yeah.
interested to play this game for because now it's twofold, right? I get to play a video game, which I still enjoy doing. I just don't have as much time as I used to, right? I'm still a big kid, like at heart, right? Um, and I get to learn more about these players that I talk about on a daily basis and these teams. So I'm super excited for it. I don't know what information you have on it, but I think that my understanding is that everything's been kind of under the radar for the most part on this game, which adds to the intrigue, right? Um, but I'm anxious to hear kind of what you know about the game. Obviously, we've all heard at this point that Arch Manning is not as excited for this game, and he's not going to participate. What are your thoughts on that, and what else do you know about the game so far?
Don't know a ton about the game yet. As you said, it's been pretty close-lipped on the whole, details of the game. We haven't seen any gameplay yet, and I assume that will be dropping at some point, some kind of teaser.
Yeah, they're saying
Um,
May for the gameplay trailer.
okay, so we're just a little bit away from that. I'm a huge fan. As I said at the top of the show, NCAA football. I mean, nothing was better than grinding out, career mode on either as a coach or as a player on NCAA. I guess it was 14 was the last one that came out. Um, just kind of talking about the Arch Manning thing and players opting in. As everybody knows, each player gets $600 and a copy of the game if they opt in. And Arch Manning has decided not to, while over 10,000 college football athletes have accepted the $600 and the copy of the game as payment to be able to use their name, image, and likeness in the game. So that I think that added up to like 85% of all the players have opted in so far. So I think that's huge. That's a big deal. That they EA Sports said we've hit I think it was 88% of their goal. I think so. That's great. We're going to get to see all of our favorite college football players. I'm interested to see who's going to be on the cover. Who do you think deserves to be on the cover for college football 25? Because I mean, it's kind of like I've been hearing Nick Saban.
Hmm.
I've heard, which I'm not. Why would we have a coach on the front of the game?
I so
I
I think
He's
if
gone.
you're gonna put out and I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do Madden. I don't remember how they used to do college football or NCAA. 2014. But to me, if you're gonna have 25, right? College football 25, it should be a player who's going to play in 2025. So I don't think that Caleb Williams qualifies. I don't think Nick Saban qualifies, as a coach. And I feel like it should be a Heisman hopeful for this next year, or they should just put whoever won the Heisman the year before on, right? Like that
Yeah.
to me, that kind of makes a lot of sense. College, because it's so hard to predict who's going to win the Heisman. Like nobody was really picking Jaden Daniels last year to win the Heisman, right?
No, heck no.
Um,
LSU
so
fans weren't even picking.
no. So I don't know. It's interesting. But I kind of I would rather them just say we're just going to go with whoever won the Heisman the year before, um, just to make it cut and dry. Like we know going into the season who's going to be on the cover. I don't necessarily think that they're going to do that. I think that they're going to probably. Gosh, I don't know. I don't know if you
Travis
put
Hunter.
Colorado like, and that's the thing. You got Travis Hunter, you got Shador Sanders. I just don't know if you put Colorado on the front as a brand. That's the issue. If they
Yeah.
played for Texas, yeah, it'd probably be on. Quinn Ewers could make it, and he may not even be the
Why do
starting
I?
quarterback by the end of the year.
Why do I have a funny feeling Quinn Ewers is going to be on the cover? I
That
just really feel like
it,
that. I got a feeling, and I like Quinn Ewers. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I like him. I don't think he's like the best quarterback in the country or anything, but I think he's on up there. Uh,
mhm.
but it's not going to take long for that old story to wear out on SEC other fan bases. Texas is going to wear on SEC fan bases like that, dude. Everybody's going to be so annoyed. And nothing against the Texas Longhorns. I ain't got nothing against them. But everybody's going to be so tired of the Texas Longhorns by the end of this season, man. Their fans are crazy. They're just an awesome fan base. You're going to start seeing that Texas Longhorn logo all over everything like you did back in the early 2000s. Mason, I remember going to the beach as a youngin', right, and seeing, you go to the beach, you see people from all over the country, and especially down here in the Southeast, a lot of people go to Panama City Beach. And I used to see that Texas Longhorn on the back of all the jacked up trucks, and PCB. And I'm like, damn, Texas Longhorns, they're fresh off a national championship, Like, God, they're so badass. I wish Georgia could do that. You know, we're going to be, if Quinn Ewers is on the front of that bad boy, dude, Texas fans are going to be absolutely insufferable. I could totally see it, though. Travis Hunter, I think, would be a good one, personally. Because Colorado, it's like Colorado is the weirdest mix. Like, you've got diehard fans watching every move, right? And then you've got all these casual fans that they've been a college football fan for 5 freaking minutes on the scale of, college football lifetime. So I feel like you kind of have like all the audiences captured there, and it's trendy. I think people might look back on it in 20 years and be like, what, Colorado, Travis Hunter, unless he's a Hall of Famer. But I just think that those are some pretty interesting picks there.
What if what if Arch Manning holds out and then EA comes to them and they're like, look, we'll put you on the cover, right? You got to be in this game. We'll put you on the cover. We'll give you a cover bonus of $5,000.
Yeah,
you got to be in this game, man.
I'm glad you brought this up. Well, here's the problem. Okay, here's part of the problem anyway. Arch Manning getting $5,000 is equivalent to you or I getting 5 cents.
Yeah.
And that's part of the problem there. And we haven't heard that they've went and offered him money to do any of that or nothing like that. But I think the Manning family has done a really good job protecting Arch.
Mm-hmm.
And what I think they're worried about more than anything is the expectations getting way too high for Arch Manning at Texas. And I think the cat's already out of the bag in a sense. I mean, here we are talking about him. He hasn't done anything in college football yet, and here we are talking about him. But even in his recruitment, they did such a good job of protecting him from going to all the camps. I mean, just they've done a good job slowing down the hype train, I feel like. And I think this is just another way, just a speed bump on the way to calming everybody down. Let's don't put the cart before the horse, because I don't think they want him to be labeled as a big-time bust in football. And I think you mitigate some of those risks, I guess, whenever you don't put this out there. It's not like everybody's not going to go make their own Arch Manning and the creative player.
That's something that I found out today. You're not going to be able to. The system will literally block you from putting his name into into the the creative player. Now you can create a number 16 that plays for Texas and call him March Anning, or something. Yeah. Bend over was a common one back in the day. But
I had a whole team of bend overs.
Yeah. It was just the offensive lineman for me. But but there are some things in this game that I did learn about today that I kind of want to cover. But I just real quick on the Arch Manning thing. I think that it's really sad that he's not going to opt in. The excuse that came out of his camp was that he's focused on football. Right. We're not focused on being in a video game. We're focused on being good in real life. And it's like, okay, but by you opting out, you've created more attention to yourself off the field that will take your attention away from on the field than if you would have just opted in like everybody else. So I don't buy that excuse at all. I think that's a pretty sad excuse. What I think really happened is Arch Manning's camp said, well, we don't want him to be put into this video game with like a 72 rating, and Quinn Ewers is going to be an 88. Like
Yeah.
that doesn't look good for us either.
Oh
So
man, that's so lame though, dude.
I think that's
Yeah.
what it is, because I think that
No, I think you're probably right.
I think that they're protecting their little child, their little prodigy child, and I say that it sounds like I'm talking shit on Arch Manning.
You hate Arch Manning, bro.
I was really excited to see him come to Georgia, but you know, and I think he's going to be a great player.
But he didn't, so now he can go to hell. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. No, I think you're right. I think you probably nailed it, and that's kind of what I'm saying. I don't. It'd be something that people, if he did come out as a 74, you know, and how would you even rate the guy? We don't know what he's rated. Nobody does. He's a backup, and how do you know where he would be rated on the scale versus other quarterbacks? We do not know, dude. We have not seen this kid play in high school football. We don't know. We don't know where he's at competitively, and so yeah, I think this was a way to keep things under wraps, and I think they were trying to mitigate people talking about Arch Manning a little bit, just kind of pumping the brakes on everything, and it's not working. It's not working because he's the topic of one of our shows for not being opted into the game. So I think it definitely did the opposite of what they were trying to do there. Cannot wait to play the game. I want to get the game, and I'm going to have to go buy a PS5. I don't have a PS5. I got a PS4.
It'll come out on 4.
Will it?
Yeah. They're still making games on PS4 too. I haven't. That's not confirmed. I'm pretty sure it's going to come out on the 4 though, because pretty much every game they make for PS5 now is also in a PS4 still.
Okay, so, good news. Good news on that front. So I'll be playing it, and what I'd like to do is just have some simulations. I want to download some of these rosters and make sure that they're accurate, and then play some simulation games, and maybe we'll even get together and watch some of them here on the channel. I think that would be really fun to have some people come tune in, and maybe we'll preview some games as we're going through our weekly show, and watch a simulated game of a game that's about to happen in a few days. I feel like that'd be fun as hell, man.
Yeah, put some bets on it. Start like a bet online type of deal, but just for simulation games, and have our viewers kind of bet, you know, with us or against us, and we'll just start a bookie business, really,
and we'll commentate the game. We'll turn the commentators off, and we'll just commentate. Give that man some butter. He's on a roll. Yeah, we can have some fun with that shit.
And then before you know it,